It's January 26, 1945, in the freezing, snow-covered woods near the village of Holtzwihr, France. 19-year-old Second Lieutenant Audie Murphy, commanding Company B of the 15th Infantry Regiment, stares out across a bleak, icy clearing. Boom! A distant explosion shudders through the frozen earth. Another muffled blast echoes through the dense, snow-laden trees, this time closer. The ominous, rhythmic thud of heavy artillery is rolling rapidly toward them. The Germans are coming, and they couldn't be hitting at a worse time. Murphy looks back at his men, knowing they are in no shape to repel a massive assault. Company B is already utterly decimated. Out of an original complement of over 100, Murphy is down to just 18 combat-effective soldiers. Their objective is to hold the line and protect the Allied flank, but they are critically low on ammunition and slowly freezing to death in their shallow foxholes. Their only heavy support to stop the incoming onslaught consists of 2 M10 tank destroyers positioned defensively to watch the tree line.
Keep your eyes peeled, boys,
Murphy whispers, rubbing his numb hands together as another artillery shell crashes in the distance.
They're almost here.
Suddenly, the low mechanical rumble of Maybach engines echoes through the dense forest. The frozen earth begins to tremble.
Tanks!
Shouts Private First Class Abram.
Panzers! 12 o'clock!
Emerging from the dense tree line like steel leviathans are 6 German Panzer IVs and Tiger tanks, their tracks churning the frozen earth. But they are not alone. Following closely behind the armor are 2 full companies of German infantry, roughly 250 hardened soldiers wearing winter camouflage.
Hold your fire until they're in range!
Murphy barks. Before the Americans can even react, the lead Panzer spots the American armor. Its long 88mm cannon turns with a menacing screech. The Panzer fires. An armor-piercing shell screams across the snowy field and slams directly into one of the M10 tank destroyers with a deafening metallic crunch. The American vehicle is instantly transformed into a burning, smoking wreck, flames licking its steel hull. The second M10, attempting to maneuver for a better firing angle, hits a patch of deep ice and violently slides into a steep ditch. Its tracks spin uselessly in the mud and snow. Murphy's blood runs cold. They have no heavy weapons left. The German infantry begins to fan out, marching methodically behind the advancing panzers. The distinct, terrifying rip of MG-42 machine gun fire begins to tear through the woods, shredding the bark from the trees and raining splinters down on the American foxholes.
Fall back!
Murphy screams over the deafening roar of battle.
Get the men into the woods! What about you, Lieutenant? I'm staying right here! Go! Now!
As his 18 men scramble back to the safety of the dense forest, Murphy remains entirely alone in his forward foxhole. He grabs his field telephone.
Coordinates 402 907. Give me high explosive. Roger that. High explosive inbound.
Moments later, American 155mm artillery shells begin to whistle overhead, slamming into the snow-covered field. Towering geysers of frozen dirt and black smoke erupt among the advancing German infantry, but there are simply too many of them. The panzers push through the barrage, closing the distance to Murphy's position. Murphy fires his M1 carbine until it clicks empty. He is completely out of ammunition. The Germans are now less than 50 yards away. Looking around for any means to fight back, Murphy's eyes land on the burning M10 tank destroyer. It is engulfed in flames, and a full load of gasoline and ammunition sits ticking inside, ready to detonate at any second. But mounted on the turret is a completely attacked 50 caliber M2 Browning machine gun. Without a second thought, Murphy breaks from his foxhole and sprints through the knee-deep snow, dodging a hail of Mauser bullets. He leaps onto the flaming hull of the M10, the intense heat scorching his face. He grabs the heavy spade grips of the 50 caliber and racks the charging handle.
Come and get it!
The heavy machine gun roars to life. Muzzle flashes light up the smoke as Murphy unleashes a devastating torrent of half-inch slugs directly into the advancing German infantry. The heavy armor-piercing rounds punch through the enemy lines, cutting down entire squads in seconds.
Ist auf dem brennenden Panzer! Tötet ihn!
A German officer screams. The German infantry turn their entire focus onto the lone figure atop the blazing M10. Bullets ping and ricochet off the steel hull all around Murphy. A German squad attempts to flank him from a nearby drainage ditch. Creeping to within 20 yards. Murphy violently swings the heavy barrel to the right and unleashes a continuous burst, wiping out the entire flanking squad. He grabs the field telephone, the wire dragging up onto the tank deck with him.
Battery, drop it 50 yards!
The artillery commander's voice crackles frantically on the other end.
Lieutenant, that's too close! We'll hit your position! Just drop it! They're right on top of me!
Murphy screams back. The artillery adjusts, and massive explosions rock the earth mere yards from the flaming M10. The shockwaves violently rattle Murphy's teeth, but he refuses to let go of the trigger. The thick black smoke from the burning diesel fuel obscures his silhouette. It's saving his life as the German Panzers struggle to pinpoint the madman raining lead upon their infantry. Lacking infantry support, the mighty Panzers hesitate. Without foot soldiers to protect their blind spots, advancing into the woods would be suicide. The tanks slowly grind to a halt before finally shifting into reverse and backing away from the inferno. For over an hour, the lone 19-year-old stands atop the ticking time bomb, firing belt after belt of ammunition. A piece of shrapnel bites deep into his right leg, sending a shock of agonizing pain through his body, but he ignores it. He doesn't stop firing until the Browning finally clacks empty. Exhausted, bleeding, and covered in soot, Murphy drops from the burning tank destroyer. He limps back into the woods, finding his men waiting in sheer disbelief.
All right, boys. Let's counterattack.
Second Lieutenant Audie Murphy led his remaining men in a fierce counterattack that successfully drove the Germans out of Holtzwihr. His legendary stand single-handedly stopped a massive German offensive, inflicting over 50 casualties on the enemy. He passed away in a plane crash in 1971, but his name remains synonymous with the absolute peak of American military valor. For his unparalleled courage and supreme gallantry in the face of certain death during this battle, Audie Murphy was awarded the Medal of Honor for bravery. If you are mesmerized by the sheer, unbelievable courage of history's greatest heroes, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and leave a comment below. It truly helps us bring more incredible history to life.